The wild world of coconut macaroons. Who knew, right? This one surprised me. So we kind of made 4 different kinds. This one is our basic 3-ingredient coconut macaroon. It's just sweetened condensed milk, coconut, and vanilla, and it tastes like what you'd think. It's just a sweet, sticky middle, sort of like a Mounds bar. This one is a more traditional recipe. We added in some egg white. This one is stiffened egg white. They really aren't as different as you'd think. The difference is actually quite slight. Okay. Now the next one we added in a little flour on top of that, which did add some more complex flavor and make it more cookie-like. So the big question, which of these should you make? Well, the 3-ingredient one is definitely a satisfying cravings buster if you don't want egg or any type of flour. The egg one, you know, most call for whipped egg white, but the difference really is negligible. So just stick an egg white if you have one lying around to make it a little bit better. But if you want to toss a little flour and egg in it, it definitely is the most dynamic and cookie-like. So if you want to get this recipe and every cookie recipe of the week, make sure you visit onestopcookieshop.com and sign up for our free newsletter or join the One Stop Cookie Shop Facebook group. But for now, let's make these cookies. All right, we're starting with sweetened shredded coconut. This is the larger 14-ounce bag, and then a can of sweetened condensed milk. We're gonna add a good amount of vanilla to give it a really good flavor, and then just a little bit of salt as well. Now, if you're using bulk shredded coconut, you're gonna use just over 5 cups, about 5 1/3 cups of coconut. And you might not wanna pour in the whole can of sweetened condensed milk, just sort of don't scrape the sides of the can. And that'll help reduce the pooling of the milk around the edges of these cookies when you scoop them onto the pan. And then next, we're gonna try our first experiment with just egg white. This is the one that's not whipped. Most recipes call for whipped, but we're trying it without. All right, so the next one, we did stiffen up some egg white just to see what the difference would be. We're folding it in nice and easy. And then we're just gonna do the same thing. Scoop them onto the pan and stick them in the oven. All right, now we're gonna go in with a little flour in this one. This can be any kind of flour. It can be coconut flour, almond flour, all-purpose flour, whatever. It's just to help give it a more firm cookie-like texture. We did use stiffened egg white in this experiment, but as we already showed you, just using regular egg white seems to be almost the same. The stiffened egg white is just a tiny bit more spongier of a texture, but it's not really a big difference. All right, we're just popping them on the sheet again. Stick them in the oven for about 15 minutes, and they are delicious and golden and beautiful and so yummy. So super yummy. If you love coconut like I do, these are really yummy. They are definitely a decadent treat just to make every once in a while, so I think you should go for the cool one. There are a whole bunch of different recipes that I found, so I'm inspired in the future to probably do a more in-depth expose of other coconut macaroon recipes. But until then, make sure you get this printable recipe and all of our printable recipes of the week, again, on onestopcookieshop.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Carly, your humble host, and I'll see you next time.